is the start of the second half. We're in Logan, Utah. What an atmosphere for college basketball. It's Wednesday Night Hoops presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Utah State at home with a 1-point lead over the Nevada Wolfpack. Dave Fleming, Miles Simon with you. And as we start the second half, Miles, Utah State, one reason why they're ranked, why they're 20-2, why they've been so tough to beat over the last few years, this is a team that is so good at execution. And that is a good lead in as we start the second half. We're going to take a look at our Reese's perfect play as you take over here.
Yeah, Nevada strictly almost went zone defense most of the half, but look at the ball and player movement on this set play here. I circled Ty Wesley as he's getting ready to flash into the high post area. Keith Payne kind of giving him a look. Now we let it roll. Payne dribbles over to create space, and then Ty Wesley flashing into that high post area. He knows where the best shooter in the WAC conference is. The spacing all 15 to 18 feet apart. Touch pass to Brian Green. Brian Green with the knockdown shot. That's great execution by the Utah State Aggies in a zone set.
And despite that, Nevada is right there on the road. Utah State has not lost a conference game here at home in almost 4 years. And yet it's just a 1-point margin for the Aggies, who do get the ball at the start of the second half. Several of their key contributors were very quiet in that first half, including their leader, Ty Wesley. Williams knocks down a quick three.
And right on cue, great execution in half-court zone offense. That's a set play out of the locker room.
And you would imagine Stu Morrill, who's a stickler for that kind of stuff, had some words at halftime about that execution. Payne fell down. Burton grabbed the loose ball, and then he traveled. Well, that's a bad break for Nevada.
I don't think that was a good call. I think Burton was standing still, had the ball. But look at the dribble up by Newbold, the screen by Wesley. The players know their roles, and they're willing to sacrifice their game on the offensive end for the benefit of the team.
Second three for Pooh Williams. Wesley, beautiful bounce pass, and Bendel just blew the layup. Did get the miss back. The Aggies reset.
Nevada doesn't look ready to play right here at the start of the second half. Look at the ball just penetrating into that high post area, back out for the three.
Not this time for Williams. Wesley, offensive rebound. At some point you figure they do have to get Ty Wesley going. He's their star, he's their leading scorer. He had 4 points in that first half.
Well, right now he's just being a distributor from that high post area. There they find him down low, absorbs the contact, finishes at the rim.
Hunt tried to draw the charge, no call. And David Carter's upset. He saw his team get called for several charging offensive foul violations in the first half.
We saw Utah State play a lot of zone, about half zone, half man in the first half. I expect to see more man-to-man in this half to pick up the intensity.
Chiz for three, no good. And the Aggies got away with one there because he will often knock that shot down.
Yeah, he's been shooting 50% in league. Keith Payne with the sweet crossover, but blocked shot by the Wolfpack.
Aggies keep the ball. Utah State with winning streaks on the line here tonight. At home, overall, in league. This has been the dominant program in the WAC. Getting challenged tonight by the Nevada Wolfpack. Bendel this time to Wesley, and that is an offensive foul. So Hunt tried it again, and he got rewarded for it.
Yeah, excellent job by Hunt, just being ready to absorb that contact. He knows Ty Wesley is a physical player and wants to get to the basket, and Hunt takes it right to his chest.
And he was just outside of that area, directly below the basket, where often he won't get that call. So good defense by Dario Hunt. Bad pass by Burton. 3-on-2. Payne to the trailer, Newbold. No good. Tipped by Bendel. The Utah State Aggies have tied their biggest lead, 36-28, turning some defense, Miles Simon, into offense.
If you want to win on the road, Dave, You can't have turnovers. You can't make mistakes. First, Burton with a one-handed pass. Point guards don't throw a one-handed pass because you can't take it back. But then the hustle. Bendel outruns two Wolfpack players, and Malik Story has no vision on Bendel coming down the middle of the lane. To win games like this on the road, there has to be extra effort and energy, especially on the defensive end and hustle plays. There, Nate Bendel just wanted it more than three Wolfpack players.
And it's got one of the great crowds in all of college basketball fired up now. The Aggies on a run here in the second half. There's a 1-point halftime advantage. And look at that number. Utah State has turned turnovers into offense, which is not usually their style of play, but they've done it beautifully tonight. They almost got another turnover there.
Second half adjustment by Utah State. Dario Hunt getting it on the low block. Double team comes big to big now.
Burton on the perimeter, tough shot, no good. And there's Jardine high for the rebound. Aggies looking to keep this run going. Wesley, the leading scorer, on the block. Dump down, Jardine, no good with the reverse.
Excellent pass by Wesley, a no-look, over-the-shoulder pass. Jardine had a tough finish, though.
Here comes Burton down the lane, high off the glass.
Dave, did you see how he got the defender off of him? He uses his weak arm against Pooh Williams to go by Pooh Williams and get to the rim, and then the unbelievable finish.
Speaking of, we almost had one with Payne on the other end. Instead, he'll shoot free throws.
Deontay Burton just wanted to rely on Dario Hunt, but Burton, you got to keep Keith Payne from getting in the lane yourself.
So in some ways, classic freshman. Great play on one end, but made a mistake on the other end and sort of wipes out his positive on offense, although Keith Payne misses the first of two free throws.
Well, the same thing happened in the first half. One of the first possessions of the game, Burton got to the rim. Payne brought it right back at him, rejected a pick and roll, and scored a basket for basket. Is not going to help the Wolfpack in this case.
Payne gets himself into double figures with the second of two free throws. 7-point advantage for the Aggies.
He needed to deliver the ball to Chiz right there. Chiz was wide open in the post.
Hunt, good skip pass. Burton for three, way short. But saved in bounds, and Chiz tracks it down. And they're going to reset the shot clock here.
I don't know if that hit the rim, Dave.
I did not think it did, although we have a bad angle for that particular shot. It was right in front of us. Take another look. All right, that was a foot short.
Clearly an air ball.
But they have reset the shot clock.
What a break for the Wolfpack there.
See if they take advantage. Malik Story, almost a weave play. Finds Hunt with the foul. He couldn't finish, but he'll shoot two. So Hunt will be at the free throw line when we come back. Utah State on a run here in the second half. And when we come back, what's the outfit for the night? There's a little teaser. Wild Bill when we come back to Logan right after. Well, we promised the reveal, the outfit of the night for the super fan here in Logan. Wild Bill from Beauty and the Beast. He's pot. And he's into it. My 5-year-old daughters would be thrilled. It's a tradition here at Utah State. Wild Bill, he is a big fan of Disney, which is part of the reason why we here at ESPN love him. Peter Pan, one game, Little Mermaid, although you have to be a little interpretive to get that one. And tonight going to Beauty and the Beast. He has made the switch. Now Miles, he tries to distract the free throw shooter at this end. Would it have been a distraction to you?
Not for me, because I'm trying to get my buckets and help the team win. But
oh yeah, just laser focus from my partner. Would not notice that at all.
For more mentally weak players, possibly. But this is what college basketball is about.
and maybe the song to accompany it. I think he's pleased. I gotta say, we love Bill too.
That was
what a
great.
Character. Hunt got over it and made the second free throw. 6-point game. Wild Bill's not going away. Neither are the Wolfpack, though. Nevada on defense, on the road, down by 6. One of the toughest places to play in all of college basketball. Payne down the lane, scoops it in.
I'm really becoming a fan of Payne. He uses the on-ball screen, and then does a crossover to split the big guy. Nevada has to do a better job of showing and making Payne go away from the basket.
Hunt with the dribble, triple teamed, and he traveled.
Dario Hunt just trying to do a little bit too much. Pooh Williams has him cut off. Ty Wesley comes and walls him, but somebody has to come and meet that ball and get it back from Dario Hunt.
Now David Carter's got to be a little concerned here. The Aggies have started to turn it on, and the turnover is a big part of it. Wesley with the hook shot. Jardine follows.
Dave, I talked to Coach Carter yesterday. He's not a guy that loves to use his timeouts, but I think in this case with a young team on the floor, inexperienced, this could be a good time, but Malik Story does a great job of trying to silence the crowd.
Well, they waved off the basket. Scott Thornley said foul was on the floor, but the foul is against the Aggies.
Look at Jardine, just comes untouched from the high post area, and he comes back showing off those muscles. Yes, Jardine, you do have hops, and you are a strong young man.
Hey, you're allowed to show them off if you got the goods. Jardine is a tremendous natural athlete. Great rebounder, great leaper. Here's Story. Dump down. Chiz shows something off of his own.
I like the poise of Malik Story. He took it into his own hands. Indiana transfer. Played high school ball with James Harden and Renardo Sidney, a two-time state champion, making the play for Ola Chiz.
Payne, not much of an outside shooter. Touch pass to Green, who is, and he knocks it down.
The ball's going inside way too easy. That high post area where that wax sign is. There, Burton gets bailed out on the foul. Good penetration. But against the zone right now, Utah State's able to slice it up. High post flashes, high post dives on offensive rebounds. They're really finding the weak spot in the zone.
Foul that time sends Burton to the free throw line. It sends Wild Bill scrambling to get the costume back on. And now it's Burton's turn to try to avoid that distraction. Not easy. Makes one of two.
The fans are doing their job, though. 50%.
Yeah.
Coach Stu Morrill, he'll live with that.
Wild Bill from Beauty and the Beast. Pot 50% since the costume came out. Only here in Logan.
There it is again, high post area. It's almost 100% effective. I mean, it's not rocket science to zone offenses where the weak spot is, and they keep getting it there right behind those guards, flashing in front of the bigs.
Burton comes up short. Jardine lost it, swats it away. And then Payne with the hustle.
How about Jardine? Can't come down with the rebound, but he shows off the 43-inch vertical. Goes straight up, sends it back to half court.
And it's just berserk now. Green, Wesley. It goes.
Home court advantage in full effect, Dave.
Timeout, Nevada. You've seen 9,000 people simultaneously sing the Scotsman, a tradition here in Logan. A big run for the Aggies has Utah State up 14. Nevada just trying to stem the tide somehow.
This is why I love teams to play man-to-man defense. I think it allows your guys to get after it, be more aggressive in a zone. And another turnover by the Wolfpack.
I tell you what, that guy, Brady Jardine, has been one of the key players for Utah State on this run.
He's just a burst of energy off the bench. His excitement, his enthusiasm is just going right through the team.
Wesley again. Payne passed up the jump shot. Looking for that middle part of the court where they've had so much success. Jardine from the baseline. What a rebound for Newbold. Green for three. Short. Wesley blocked. It'll be another chance for Utah State when we come back. Brady Jardine. What an impact he has made here in the second half, and it's gotten the crowd fired up. It's gotten the Aggies fired up. First it was Jardine with the putback, and he's feeling it. And how about Brian Green? Gets it done in a different way from the outside. All Aggies at the moment, 48-34. A tight first half here in Logan, but it's been all Utah State in the second, outscoring Nevada 19-6. They've got their biggest lead of the game, 14. Right now, Utah State, one of the longest winning streaks in the country. The longest, #1 Ohio State. And tomorrow at home against Michigan, 7 Eastern on ESPN, 9 Eastern following that Ohio State-Michigan game. DePaul and Notre Dame, the 8th-ranked team in the country right now. All a part of Thursday Night Showcase presented by T. Rowe Price. We talk about those win streaks. The Aggies right there, but Ohio State 22 in a row and the top-ranked team in the country.
How about the Duquesne Dukes winning 10 in a row, tied for the top of the A-10. This was a team that was picked to finish 11th in their conference this year.
Yeah, that's a quiet story developing back east. Aggies, there's nothing much quiet about Utah State playing here in this building. Payne's pull up. Another home bounce for Utah State. Wow.
When you got it going right, you got it going right. I mean, right now they're getting the bounces, the rolls, everything you need.
Burton. Nevada's just not getting looks on the offensive end. Chiz thought about the three. Tough pass. Elliott handles and then misses.
Elliott had a good look. He just rushed it. As soon as he got the ball in his hands after the fumble, just tried to get out of his hands too quickly.
Off of Payne, out of bounds. Turnover, Utah State. But we see a couple of extraordinary bounces, and Keith Payne, beneficiary of this one just a moment ago.
Payne hasn't shot a lot of jumpers tonight, but that ball hits off the top of the backboard, which is still in play.
Yep.
Soft touch, goes right through the hoop.
If it hits that shot clock on top of the basket, out of play, but it stayed right on the top of the backboard and dropped in. Ty Wesley got a bounce just like that a few moments ago. Wolfpack just desperately trying to hang in this game now.
Well, Aggies on a 21-6 run to start the half. And Coach Carter had told me yesterday in practice that he was going to use his timeouts if teams had gone on a run, but he didn't, and I think he's let the lead kind of slip away, let the game slip away a little bit.
Williams got rejected after Jardine on the other end blocked another shot. Burton for three, way off. Mayeko, though, with the putback is good.
Dave, I mentioned it earlier. If you're going to take shots off no passes, it's not going to be a recipe for success. And especially taking three-pointers, where now Nevada's 1 for 12 in the game.
Wesley in the middle of that zone, room to operate. Finds Payne. Short. Jardine got a hand on it, but Hunt tracks it down. Freshman Elliott, we've seen some freshmen maybe pressing a bit in the last few minutes for Nevada.
There's not a lot of offense on the floor for Nevada. They got to go to either Burton or Hunt. Elliott's not really a threat.
Under 10 to shoot. Hunt set a screen. Burton went the opposite way with the left hand. Knocked around. Jardine has it.
Burton looking for a call, but you're not going to get that on the road here in the WAC conference with the #1 team in the league.
Wesley, Jardine cuts, and another block shot. There's Elliott. Jardine gets a taste of his own medicine. And a couple of substitutions. Wesley will take a break. We're going to get Chiz and some of his offense back in. Malik Story also in. Still Utah State basketball. 18 to shoot.
Nevada's a team that's capable of scoring points. They have 4 guys who average in double figures, but rarely here in the second half, besides the start, have those 4 guys been on the floor at the same time. So I know Burton's getting a quick blow, but I'd like to see him come back in and continue to be aggressive.
3 to shoot. Williams launches one. No friendly bounce that time. Burris, the freshman, through traffic. There's Hunt, offensive rebounder. Good.
Great job of Hunt, just getting inside the defensive players on the weak side and then gathering himself before he goes back up, getting on balance.
One of the best offensive rebounders really in the country, Dario Hunt. Back to 12. And a bad pass by Wesley. Stolen. Good lead by Story. Burris could not handle it, though. Story trails. Too strong. That was a good opportunity for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, an excellent pass by Chiz to a wide open Story. Story just couldn't knock it down.
Utah State calls a timeout. Stu Morrill. The Aggies were up 16 just a moment ago, and he's seen some sloppy play, so he calls a timeout to talk about it. And while we have a moment, we want to remind you that coming up on Saturday, 2 matchups on ESPN, 6 Eastern. The Blue Devils of Duke at home against NC State. Then down in the SEC, Florida hosts Kentucky and John Calipari at 9 o'clock Eastern. Saturday primetime is presented by DirecTV. Duke in an ACC that may have a little more open, Miles, than perhaps we thought at the start of the year.
Well, look at that #2 spot now, who's quietly creeping back up. A preseason top 10 team, North Carolina Tar Heels. Harrison Barnes rounding into form now. Back-to-back career high games for Barnes. Trying to live up to those high expectations. Only freshman ever to be voted preseason first-team All-American. North Carolina playing well, especially since they inserted Kendall Marshall into the starting lineup.
Newbold out of the timeout for 3.
A mistake by Malik Story. You have to know Tyler Newbold's an excellent 3-point shooter at 36% on the year. Story goes, anticipates the pass being rotated to the corner. Newbold with a nice jump shot.
Bad pass there, stolen. Here come the Aggies. Green in transition, backs it out. After Stu Morrill barked something pretty forcefully, he wants to see the Aggies run some offense here. Green, the little guy, knocked out of bounds off of Nevada. Well, when you come here to Logan, it's natural to ask, is this the best home court advantage in all of college basketball? When we come back to the D. Glenn Smith Spectrum, we'll try to answer that question right after this. best home court advantage in all of college hoops. Back east, not a lot of argument. The Duke Blue Devils have one at Cameron, Kentucky. So tough to beat in Lexington. If you head to the Midwest, the Kansas Jayhawks, historic Allen Fieldhouse. What an environment that is. But here out west, could it be Utah State, the best home court advantage of anybody in this part of the country? Hard to argue when you come here and watch a game. And Miles Simon, you played at McHale in Tucson, but you didn't have him.
We didn't have Wild Bill. But this is one of the best atmospheres I've been to. This is my first time here to Logan, Utah. I'm thoroughly enjoying the fans here and their basketball knowledge and how much they're into the game. We talked about earlier some of the best places in the West. The Pit in New Mexico, hard place to win. Mac Court in the Pac-10, that was the toughest. That was the hardest place to win. Now they're at Matt Court, Matthew Knight Arena, which is supposed to be just beautiful.
So they're trying to establish a home court advantage there. Story with the left hand. Hunt on the offensive boards, just couldn't control it.
The man-to-man defense has just been stifling so far for Utah State in the second half, contesting every shot and only giving the Wolfpack one shot at it.
Jardine dumps it down to Bendel. He works his way through the double team, but Hunt was there to block it. Now the shot clock didn't reset. They've still got plenty of time, 15 to shoot. Pooh Williams on the curl, rejected again. So Hunt, the best shot blocker in this conference, is showing it off right now.
Dario Hunt just being active tonight, aggressive on the defensive end, rotating over, sees that his player, that Deontay Burton, had gotten beat off the dribble. Hunt with great timing and anticipation.
Well, he's got 2 blocks on this possession, and he's got a chance for another one because still 6 seconds to shoot for Utah State. They've got to get a shot off here quickly. Payne uses a screen from Wesley. Spin move, Jardine, and he draws the foul. Well, that's usually the entire shot clock.
Keith Payne just so good off the dribble. Patient, uses the high pick and roll, spin move, and the drop off to Jardine. He was totally composed the whole possession, never rushed in those last 7 seconds.
Jardine at the free throw line, a great athlete, leaper, defensive presence. Makes the first free throw. A junior from Twin Falls, Idaho. We're up here in northern Utah, very close to the Idaho border. Second free throw also good. Little college town, Logan, Utah, tucked in the Wasatch Mountains. Beautiful country, but not easy if you're a visiting team. Nevada finding that out again tonight. Story for 3. Good.
Good catch and shoot by Malik Story, one of the better shooters in the conference at 41% on the year. Now, as we watch Utah State come down, they have 2 assistant coaches over there holding up play cards. The way it works is they have one set of cards that's hot and one that's cold. The hot one, the players will know what the play is, or sometimes it's just one of the coaches is hot.
Williams draws the foul, but this is what Miles is talking about. 2 different cards, only one of them actually applies on each play.
Yeah, one is red, one is blue. It can either be the play cards are active or the coach that is holding the cards that is active. And sometimes it can switch during a timeout or a game, and only the Utah State Aggies know what's going on.
Just to prevent any spying. Big part of Stu Morrill's system, use of those play cards. Pooh Williams fouls against Dario Hunt, his 3rd. Hunt is still arguing with the officials that there wasn't a foul there. Williams makes both. And this could be the moment in this game. If Nevada's got a chance, they need to make a push right here. Down 16 with under 6 to play. Double team, Hunt gives it up. Story again for 3. Not this time. And Hunt could not squeeze it. So out of bounds off Nevada. And Utah State will have the ball back. We'll try to get a glimpse of those play cards as they walk up the court. They get a signal from the bench.
Yeah, Brock Keith Payne, as soon as he got the ball in bounds, he was giving a peek over there to see what set they're going to be into. They never have to call anything out. No hand signals. Coaches are directing what's going on. Stu Morrill not liking the execution in that case.
Well, either double right or cross three, but whichever one it wasn't working. And Stu Morrill calls the timeout, so he'll talk about it in the huddle. We want to remind you that ESPN, your NBA destination, Friday night, a pair of games at 8 Eastern. Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks against Paul Pierce and the Celtics. That's a real nice matchup at 10:30 Eastern. Darren Williams, the Utah Jazz here in Utah. The big deal in this state, in Denver, to take on Carmelo Anthony and the Nuggets. 10:30 Eastern. That comes up on Friday. ESPN NBA. We'll have that for you Friday night. They love pro basketball in this state with the Jazz, and they love college basketball up here in Logan, in Provo, in Salt Lake City, all over the state.
Huge basketball state, and you see why there's a lot of talent in this state. And the players, they know how to play. And you got two teams in the top 25 right now in the state of Utah.
Payne with the foul, count the bucket.
How about the strength of Payne? Take the hit to his shoulder. Right there, Burton tries to cut him off. Easy blocking call. Payne takes the hit, going to the line for the and one.
Payne, who's had a real nice overall game, got started early with the offense and has kept it going. He's got 16 points, well above his average of right around 11 a game, with another free throw coming right here.
Obviously, right now, Utah State, the dominant team in the WAC conference. The bracket busters and matchups just came out. They're going to have a great game in a couple weeks at St. Mary's. Two teams that obviously will, if they don't win their conference tournament, will look to get out large bids, which I think they'll both get. But what a great matchup that will be.
Chiz passed it to his head coach, which is not what David Carter was looking for there. But yeah, maybe the headline matchup in the entire Bracket Busters event, which comes up soon here on our ESPN family of networks, late February. And Utah State going to Moraga to take on St. Mary's.
That St. Mary's team is tough. Mickey McConnell, probably the player of the year in the conference right now in the WCC. Matthew Dellavedova. They both just can run pick and rolls. They love to play fast break. They score over 80 points a game. St. Mary's definitely a team to watch.
Burton to the trailing Hunt. No whistle there. Hunt got the ball back. Burris, no good on the three. And there's Pooh Williams.
See how the Utah State players just hold their ground? They know they're not great shot blockers, so they stay sound fundamentally defensively, and they just wall up in the paint to get stops.
It's a big part of Stu Morrill's defensive philosophy. No gambling, just play solid, force misses, and grab the rebound. And nobody better in the country at doing that. This is the best defensive rebounding team in college basketball. Pooh Williams way too strong. Wesley, though, missed the easy one, not Jardine. Even without Ty Wesley contributing as he usually does on the offensive end, he's had a real nice overall game, just not in the points column. Utah State having their way with Nevada.
The thing I'm most impressed by the Utah State team, you can tell there's no egos on this team. It's all about winning games. It doesn't matter who gets the points or who gets the glory. In the end, if you win games, everyone gets the glory.
Burton was looking for a foul there, didn't get the whistle. Aggies are slowing it down now as we come to 3 minutes to play in Logan. And the biggest lead of the game for Utah State. Ten to shoot now. Payne, a lot of dribbling. He'll get himself to the line. Now that sends us to a timeout. All Aggies here in the second half here at home, 62-41. Under 3 to play, Utah State 62-41. Close game of the first half, but the Aggies have really dominated in the second half. Well, Miles and I were talking about Bracket Busters coming up in a week and a half or so. Saturday, February 19th, maybe the marquee matchup of the whole event. These Aggies go on the road to St. Mary's, right now the class of the WCC, and that's an excellent matchup.
It's definitely a contrast in styles. Utah State's going to set it up, run a lot of half-court sets where the St. Mary's Gales, they want to push and transition. They really keep the floor spread, run a lot of pick and rolls, drive and kick offense. Going to be a great matchup. Randy Bennett, one of the better, and I'm going to say underrated coaches in the country.
And it's a matchup that has some recent history. St. Mary's is the last team to win a game in this building. They did it early last year. And they've played 2 years in a row. They'll play this year, they'll play next year. So two programs that know each other very well. Payne likely out for the rest of the game, and he had a banner night for his Aggies. Nevada letting some of the younger guys play. Down the stretch, Elliott on the block against Wesley. Banks it in with the hook shot.
Excellent move by Devontae Elliott. This is a chance for a young guy to gain a little bit of confidence. He doesn't play a lot of minutes, but if you can close out here strong, can give you confidence in the future.
There's a little wet spot on the floor, so they'll take care of that. And Wesley come out. Big ovations, as you'd expect. From a crowd of nearly 10,000 tonight in Logan. Matt Formasano in the game for the first time. Now Morgan Grimm down low, rattles one in.
From the first guy to the last guy, the execution is evident. They got to know the plays. They're ready to play as soon as they step on the floor.
Connors steps back into a three. Rebound Aggies. Final 2 minutes. Utah State's going to stay perfect. They'll go to 10-0 in the WAC. Formasano from the baseline. Just what Miles was talking about. Averages a point a game, gets 2 with that one.
Formasano, Wesley, Williams, and Newbold are the winningest players in school history. 101 wins between that senior class.
Kevin Panzer, freshman for Nevada, had the shot rejected.
1 minute remaining.
Rejection that time by Burris. Emphatically swatted it away.
Replacing Tyler Newbold.
Biggest lead of the night for the Aggies. Newbold, starter, sits down. Aggies fans getting ready to tell you what the final result to this one is going to be. And we'll listen in. Just in case there is any confusion. What a scene. A great place for college hoops. Elliott sticks it back in. Not changing that final result that the Aggies fans told you about, though. And now Utah State's going to wind down the final second. Pretty impressive second half from this 21st ranked team.
Impressive when they went to the man-to-man defense, changed the whole complexion of the game, made the difference in this victory.
The final horn is going to sound. And that will end it here. The Aggies of Utah State and Stu Morrill's club, they stay perfect in the WAC, 10-0 in league. impressive half of basketball here in Logan. The final score, 21st ranked Utah State 67, Nevada 45. Coming up next, college basketball final for Miles Simon, our entire crew. Dave Fleming saying so long from Logan. This has been a presentation of